Here's my community person. Hello. My interviewee was Billy Siegenfield. I think the advice that I got from Professor Siegenfield was really applicable to my life. My personal interpretation of his advice was to just live my life. That's what my body is here to do, and I need to let myself do that. Billy Siegenfield started his career as an actor, singer, and dancer. He learned to project his voice more clearly than many, and he became more nimble than many, too. He worked very hard and became very skilled in his passions, being so agile from his head all the way down to his toes. But he wasn't the best, and what stopped him from being the best was not a lack of talent, passion, or grit, but improper technique. It broke his body down bit by bit, but this is not a sad story of who Siegenfield could not be. This is just a speck of who he will become. Although injured from years of incorrect performance and joint-eating movement, Siegenfield discovers a concept that helps him rehabilitate his body, and the most powerful aspect of his rehabilitation was his own mind and his own body. My deep question was about how overthinking manifests itself beyond the inside of our brain and takes a physical toll on our body, and what we can do to combat that. Thinking too much is a very relatable human attribute, but the fact that it plagues so many of us in our day-to-day activities doesn't mean it's normal. Professor Siegenfield learned that you have to let your mind think the way your body wants it to. We train our body to move in ways that go against what it wants to do. The example he used was standing up straight. You can try to stand up as straight as possible for as long as you want, but eventually you'll slouch. And that's okay. Don't overthink it. As a Northwestern theater professor, he teaches students how to let themselves work with gravity. Ideokinesis is what he discovered to rehabilitate his injuries from dancing and vocal strain. Once he learned how to let his body work with gravity, he went on to teach students and overthinkers alike how to let their body work with gravity as well. Many of his courses are taught right here at Northwestern. The final piece of my interviewee's story was his advice. Billy Siegenfield's advice was that we try and be vulnerable with ourselves and don't be afraid of being called out. Allow yourself to feel, because that's what the body is supposed to do. When Professor Siegenfield is not teaching students how to use gravity to their advantage, he can soon be found touring Europe, specifically Finland and France, teaching many other humans how to make gravity their best friend by sharing his holistic concept of standing down straight. Get it, like standing up straight, but not. The current project that he's choreographed and arranged music for is called Fortitude and Gentleness. Billy's advice to me and the rest of my peers was that we become comfortable with being vulnerable so that we can truly be open to critique and therefore actually grow. Thanks.